Don't you worry, don't you cry. I can promise it gets better in time. Keep your head up, keep your shine. Hold my hand up, it gets better in time.
Good morning, guys. Okay, hi, I'm Ree. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, babe, hit the subscribe button because you're gonna want to stay. I mean it. It's just a fact. Stick around long enough and I guarantee you'll be in love. We're gonna be besties for life. If you're returning, hey besties, it's so good to see you guys again. So we're gonna forgive the appearance. It's currently 6 a.m. on Monday morning. Yeah, we're going back into the school building today. So I decided that I would start off the vlog here and we're just gonna go throughout the next couple of days of my life. I just did my skincare, but I did want to go in and do a little bit of an ice roll because actually for no other reason than I just feel like I want to pamper myself just a little bit more before I go into the school building. Ice rolling helps with like your dark circles and face puffiness and all that stuff. I'm just doing it because I feel like I'm just giving myself some time, a little extra time to pamper myself because I'm about to go get beat up. I'm about to go get beat up, but honestly, truly, it's love. I'm finding my rhythm again in education. The relationship with my kids is getting so much better and I don't know. So I'm excited to see how this week goes. Oh, it feels good when you do it down here. If only it would just take away like the double chin immediately. It feels so good. It's so cold. Ooh. And usually all I do is when I'm done with it, I just like clean off this little roll part, take it off, clean it, and then I pop it back in the freezer and it just sits there until I'm ready the next day to use it. I love this thing. We literally look crazy because I just woke up. I woke up a little bit late. No, that's not true. I woke up this morning to finish filming for another video that I had to get up and I went back to sleep afterwards. Oops. I went back to sleep and I woke up and it was like 30 minutes later than I wanted to wake up. I wanted to be up by 5:30, but I woke up at 6 and that is okay, really, it's fine. I woke up at like 5:55 and now it's 6 o'clock. I was able to do my skincare and everything. But yeah, so the goal is to get myself ready in the next 30 minutes. I didn't meal prep yet. I have to meal prep after work today, but I also have a lash appointment after work today because girl, do you see this? Rufus is trying to creep through so bad, like my guy, chill. But we have a lash appointment right after work today. Oh, which reminds me, I need to go get my contacts. My glasses are in the car, but I need to take my contacts out after work. And I probably can't wear any eye makeup because I'm not gonna really have time to shampoo my lashes. I shampooed my lashes this morning, so I'll just be careful when I do my eye makeup today, or when I do my makeup in general today. I think we're good. This thing just truly makes you feel so good. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It just feels so good, like wakes you up, because your girl is tired, okay? Your girl is exhausted. Anyways, so I had such a good weekend this weekend. I didn't do too much, right? I just feel like it was a good weekend. I was able to relax a little bit, and that's what I've really been trying to do on my weekends because the weeks, like during the week, my life is just so busy and chaotic that like, you know. Also, I'm not sure if you guys have ever tried to film like makeup tutorials or like talk throughs with your makeup tutorials or whatever. Well, like I really don't have that much to say all of the time, so we're just gonna be like, don't be surprised if like the next thing that I say I've got something else on my face done and you didn't see it, because like I just feel like we'll be here for a long time and I do need to leave out the house in about 40 minutes, so just a heads up. I really need to charge my phone because it says that it's on 20% and that's not gonna get me through the day. I wanted to go to Starbucks this morning, right? However, the International Delight finally released the frosted sugar cookie, and when I saw it at the grocery store yesterday, I bought 3. There is no shame, none. So I'm going to just be making my coffee. Maybe on Fridays I'll do Starbucks, but like I'm just really excited to have my coffee now because my favorite holiday flavor is here, because the best time of the year is here, and I'm just so excited. Like I was thinking about it before and I was like, oh, I guess I could get Starbucks today, you know, start the week off right. And then I walked into my kitchen and I saw that I had 3 bottles of my frosted sugar cookie creamer and I was like, hello again. So I think we're gonna do that. I didn't meal prep yet, so like I think I'm gonna have to throw something together. I boiled some eggs this morning. That'll probably be like my lunch. I just had so much to do yesterday that I didn't have time to meal prep, and that's okay because I'm still gonna be tracking my macros. I'll just make dinner when I get home tonight, and I'll probably actually just do all of my meal prep tonight. I have to finish a video while I'm at work to send it to a brand, so I'll be doing that on my prep period today, and then that'll be that. I actually can't see if this is blended or not. Hold on. Isn't this a cute angle? So cute. So the nice thing about Mondays at my job is because it's football season and you know Philly is just like the team apparently, we get to have dress down Mondays. So I'm dressing down. Do I support the Eagles? Absolutely not. I'm a Steelers fan, and honestly we're not doing too hot this season, but I really like our quarterback and I feel like he's promising. So I'm just going to dress down today, which is nice because I really couldn't deal with putting on real people clothes. I mean, they are real people clothes, but like I couldn't wear a dress this morning. I don't have it in me. And then we got also our like school newsletter that we get like every week that we can dress down tomorrow, but we have to support our favorite Philly team. I don't really support any Philly teams. So I'll probably just wear a color of one that I can stomach. We'll see. Please don't grab me up for that. I just wasn't born and raised here, so my teams are already established. I don't know if you guys can hear me over the fan, but I couldn't really see with that lighting. We're not even doing anything major today with this makeup, honestly, for real. After this, I'm gonna put on some blush, set my concealer, and do a light contour, and that's literally it. But I'm very excited to get my lashes done today because this is just like, how? And I don't know, like actually I haven't gotten them filled in almost 3 weeks, so I guess this is like good because you're supposed to get them filled every 2 weeks or whatever. I can't commit to that, but 3 weeks. And I booked for a full lash set because I was like, oh, for sure by the time I book this, like by the time I get there, I'm gonna have no lashes and they're gonna tell me that they can't do a fill, it'll just be a full set. But I made it this far. I just really like to shampoo the lashes to make sure that like I don't get any like germs and infections in my eyes. I don't know, I really like to take care of them, so like I shampoo them pretty much not every day, but like every other day, especially on the days that I wear makeup. I just want to make sure that I'm like getting all of that out of there. My under eyes are so bright today, and I need that because the way these bags have been set up, like why are you playing in my face like this? Like I've never experienced dark bags like this before, and now I just feel like I can't get rid of them. So we had to make the under eye very bright today. It looks good though, it doesn't look bad. So I think naturally I prefer a lighter under eye anyway, just to like make my eyes pop, make me look awake, because sometimes I don't feel the most awake. I literally had to go in twice with the lightest concealer because, and it's like 72 shades lighter than my actual skin tone, but it came in clutch today, okay? It came in clutch. I don't use that one very often. I picked up the wrong one when I was in Target last time, and when I brought it home I was like, what are we trying to change races, Rihanna? What are we doing? It's absolutely not the case, but it was like, why is this so light? But I also can't believe that like people actually use that color as just like cover up. It's so crazy how skin works, you know what I mean? Like, wow. And now that we look like a very powdery donut, I'm going to put on my face powder and then start adding color back to my face, because even though it's October, I don't want to look like Casper. I mean, I could, but really honestly truly not the look that I'm going for today. Anyway, so I'm getting ready to highlight my face now, but I don't want to spray my face while my powder's on there, so I'm just gonna spray my brush lightly so that the highlighter just gives. I'm already hitting pan on this one for my sculptor shade. Ooh, y'all see that? Ooh, giving everything it is supposed to. I'm already hitting pan on this palette though, on my highlighter and the sculptor shade. I never run out of the darkest shade because I don't have to use it that often, but I've been using that to contour my nose lately, so it's like more severe. I mean, come on. Do y'all see that? I'm about to be blinding y'all in the streets. Well, not in the streets because I don't like to be outside, but you get my drift. I think my favorite part about doing my makeup is like my lips. I don't be doing nothing crazy, but that extra dark brown lip liner should be giving. And then to pair it with the best combo ever is the like slightly tinted hair store lip gloss. I don't care how much money I will make in my entire life. I could be a millionaire and I'm still gonna go to the beauty supply store and get these little 99-cent lip glosses. Oh my gosh. The gloss is unmatched. Like, it's literally unmatched. Like, do we see this? Do we see it? Let's wipe off this powder. Also, I need to remind myself that I need to wipe off my hand because I will be leaving the house with this mark. Actually, I'm still gonna wash my hands, but okay. I feel like my base looks really, really good, but the lashes is like, so I can like brush them out a little bit. I can't find my spoolie at the moment. This is just gonna have to do until 4:30 today. Okay. The nose is snatched, the cheeks are snatched, and yeah, all right, now I need to figure out what I'm wearing to work. So I made hard-boiled eggs, and I put them in the microwave, and it just exploded. And I only put it in there for 15 seconds. And it just exploded. All right, so breakfast is out. Okay, we're going to Starbucks. I can't even believe that just happened to me. Like, today is the Mondayest Monday ever. Just kidding, it was just a bad moment. But I'm about to make my coffee because I'm definitely making my own coffee here. We just ordered a breakfast sandwich from Starbucks. So here is my Pride and Joy right here, and I'm probably gonna use like a full cup of this. I'm being dramatic, relax. Anyway, it says that my food will be done in 12 minutes, so it gives me some time. Let's start with that much. That still might seem like excessive to some people, but it is what it is. I'll be trying to go with like the color of the coffee. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Just a little dash. I just can't believe that happened to me. Like, I really wanted those eggs. I really, really, really wanted those eggs. That was a tragedy this morning. A tragedy. I guess I could take some grapes to work because I can't win. I cannot win. This coffee creamer is so good. All of my annoyance just went away. Let's take some grapes. Just kidding, these grapes are bad. All right. Protein bar. We'll just take a protein bar. Okay, all right. I think that's everything I need. It's 7:30. I wanted to be in the building by 7:30, but it's fine. I don't have to be there till 8. I think I want to wear my glasses today, so we're gonna wear these. All right, I'll see you guys in the car. If I walk to this car and I have a flat tire, just know that I'm calling off of work. It's not flat, but it looks a little low. Let me just check the other side. Let me not play myself. All right, we look okay. Hold on, y'all. Wow, it's like dark outside, which is why my camera looks all weird, like pixely. But I like how gloomy it is out here. I cleaned my car yesterday, so now my car smells great, and it looks, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to hear me, but okay, so I'm in my classroom. I finally made it. It is 7:57. It was like a hassle getting to work this morning. I just feel like people start driving crazy first thing in the morning, and it's like, excuse me, we have places to be. But I just got into the building, so I'm on time essentially because we don't have to be here until 8 and it's 7:57. I ate my breakfast sandwich in the car. It was delicious. I also have my coffee, and I love my little Starbucks tumbler. I got it from Amazon like years ago. If I can find it in my past orders on Amazon, I will link it. I also need to take time, either like, I think it's gonna have to be tomorrow, but I need to take time to actually sit down and create my Amazon storefront because I get so many questions about things that I order from Amazon, and instead of just like linking things here and there or like having to scroll in every time I answer comments about it, I feel like I should just now create the Amazon storefront so you guys can just shop on your own. That way you guys can just explore everything that I've purchased and, you know, just go from there. I need to get a move on though because I do need to finish editing a video, but I also have an observation today, so I just want to go through quickly, see the lesson that I'm supposed to be teaching, write down some notes, just format my stuff, make sure I have all my materials, and then I'm going to jump into that really quick. But also my desk is an absolute mess. I can't even be bothered with that anymore. This coffee is so good. I'm excited for, no, actually, I am excited for today, but I was sitting in my car. The reason I got here at like 7:37, it was like 7:37, 7:42. I think I got in my car at 7:42, but I sat in the parking lot, and you know what? I feel like this is also not talked about enough, but just as relationships with your students are important, relationships with your co-workers are important. Now, I've been blessed to work. I work on the 8th grade team, and I genuinely love everybody on my team. But there are other people in the building who really disrupt my spirit. And I've been really praying about it because I just feel like that's another reason why I've been having such a hard time this year, is because like I see them and they go out of their way to like antagonize or just like whatever. And like I pray for myself, but I pray for them too. But like sometimes it's just like so much, because it's like people don't talk about how work relationships can really impact like your day-to-day time here in the building. And I had to check myself this morning in the car, because like I saw someone and I was like, Lord, please just let me get through the day. Please let me represent you today. Please continue to let me be a light today, even though there are people who just are created to, you know, antagonize and conquer and divide, because that's exactly what has happened, not with me, but just like in general. And I just feel like people who have that spirit, like I don't know what else to do for them except for pray, but I just keep the both of us in prayer. But I really like, it almost let my mind go somewhere that I didn't want it to go, because it's like, nobody should have that kind of power over you and your emotions and how you feel, and they shouldn't be able to determine whether or not you're gonna work there or not, how you're gonna work in that space. But I don't know. But anyway, that's a little scoop. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for the day, and then I'll chat with you guys periodically. So it is my break currently. I just got out of a team meeting. Usually my prep period is like 50 minutes, and 30 minutes of it was just went to our 8th grade team meeting. But I'm just here now, finally getting a break. I actually don't have my observation today, so thank the Lord. I'm so happy, because the lesson I'm teaching today is a beast of a lesson, and my students in my first class this morning, for like the first 30 minutes, were looking at me like, what is this? And I can't lie to you, I was also looking at my teacher manual like, what is this? Sometimes I just feel like this new age math just makes things more complicated, and I don't understand why. Like when I learned math, I learned all the simple stuff, like slope is rise over run. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Multiplication or fractions, you know, you had to, if you were adding and subtracting fractions, all you had to do was make them like fractions by getting the denominators to match and then adding or subtracting across. This new stuff is like butterfly methods, lattice. I hate it. So in my classroom, I just teach it how I learned it, because it's just like, why confuse the kids even more? Why do that? I'm so sorry for anybody that works at my job and you're seeing this. Don't fire me. But yeah, I need to make it like easier for the, not easier, but as less complicated as possible. Like we don't need to do all these extra steps. I'm all for activity synthesis. I'm all for breaking down the process, teaching the kids why they're doing what they're doing, but all this extra stuff is just not it. But anyway, so I am like halfway done editing this video, and it needs to be done by the end of today, because I just still have so much to do. Like I still have a lash appointment, supposed to go to the gym today, still need to film a meal prep today. Today is just going to be very long, and I feel like yesterday was super long, but I'm trying to like be positive about it and just like get myself motivated to get through it, because I definitely need to go to the gym today. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be here working for the next like 25-ish minutes before my kids get up here, editing this video, and then I have one more class before lunch, so I'll be able to check in probably during lunchtime. Okay, so we are off of work and I am about to go into my nail appointment, but today was rough. Today was a really rough day. I have one class that is so hard, like it literally makes me question my sanity. But we made it another day. I'm outside, like I said. Why do my lips look like that? I think I need to touch up on the lip liner. But I need to take my contacts out. I just had to use some hand sanitizer. Let's fix this lip. Much better. Okay. Anyway, so my appointment is literally in 4 minutes, and I need to take my contact lenses out immediately. Also, my students gave me some Takis, so now my tongue is red. I only had like 4. That's telling you what is in these chips, but they're so good. Overall, today was a decent day. Just that one class is my hardest class. I kid you not. And like, I still love each and every one of these students, but sometimes my patience be wearing thin. You know what, I'm gonna stop, because I'm trying to focus on the positives about my job. I don't want to be like deemed as negative, because I do love education, I do love what I do, but sometimes they make you just want to call off work a couple days. All right. Is it out? Oh my God. Where is the contact? Is it in my hair? Where is it? Bro. Oh my God. I found it. All right, so I just ripped my contact. Okay. That's how today is going. Wow. Oh my God. I don't know why that hurt. I used hand sanitizer, but I ate those chips just before. Wow. Okay. That one's good. Okay. Woo. Oh my gosh. My eye, this eye is burning. I hope that they don't yell at me because I have makeup on. Hopefully she can just wipe it off if it's a problem. Wow. That hurts so bad. Oh my God. My eye is burning. I need to like flush it with some water. I also need to go to the bathroom while I'm in there because I had to pee all day, but I couldn't get coverage. It looks like I was crying. I swear I was not crying. Oh my goodness, so that's crazy. Anyway, so on my list of things to do today, so when I go home, I'm going to meal prep, and while I'm in the process of meal prep, I think I'm just gonna meal prep 2 meals. Once I do that, I need to finish also editing a video and get it sent into a brand, and then I can't see nothing. And then, oh, my baby hairs came up. We'll fix those. And then I need to go to the gym because I absolutely have to go to the gym today. Y'all, that really just burned my eye. I don't know what I just did, but I know this is not it, but it is what it is. Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna tell her not to look at that. But okay, let's go ahead and go in. I really have to pee really, really bad. So I'm gonna run in there, pee, and then I'm gonna go get my lashes done. We lost some lashes today. Look at this. Today was crazy, okay? We lost like 3 lashes in the middle of my day. In the middle of my day today. Yeah, craziness. All right, let's go ahead and go in, get this done so we can go home. Okay, let's fast forward to like 2 days later because this week has done a number on me. But it is Thursday morning and I just got to school. I'm late today because I woke up this morning and I was getting ready to make my coffee just to open the fridge and realize or remember that I ran out of iced coffee yesterday and I didn't go to the store after work. So I was like, of course I'm going to get Starbucks. So I went and I got Starbucks this morning and I'm just getting into the building. It's like 8:37. So I was supposed to be here 40 minutes ago, essentially. My kids are about to come in and I have no idea what I'm teaching today. Well, I have an idea, I just haven't looked at the lesson, but it's Thursday and the only thing getting me through my day today is knowing that I have faith chat tonight because I just feel like I've been struggling just a little bit, and it's like for no other reason than that I don't have the motivation to pick up my Bible. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if anybody else goes through that, but like, you know, sometimes I feel like when you pray for something or you really, really want something and God gives you a taste of that, right? They place people in your lives and they give you that community, that companionship that you've been praying for. And the moment you get it, it's like you put God on the back burner, and I feel like that's where I'm at right now. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want to put him on the back burner. I want to make time and not, you know, solely just focus on the new additions to my life and things like that. So I'm just like trying to figure out how to balance that. But today I'm going to be very intentional during my prep period. I'm just going to be reading my word. Any downtime I get today, I'm going to be reading my word also so I can prepare for Faith Chat tonight too, because I can admit it, this week I barely picked up my Bible. I picked up the Bible maybe like 3 times out of 7 days, and that is unusual for me now. Like I've been really disciplined. I've been doing really, really well, especially since I've like started Faith Chat. Not picking it up for at least half of the week that's a lot for me. So I don't want to ever get that far away from God again, because the moment that you let up on it, that's when temptation creeps in. Your flesh becomes the strongest and the weakest. It's like it's the weakest because it wants to conform to all the ways of this world and the worldly things, and it's strong because it just wants to take over and glob onto that. And it's like my spirit is so willing, but my flesh, she's trifling. But anyway, I'm trying to have like a pretty good day today. I had a hard time getting out of bed this morning, which don't let that sound like I'm depressed. I'm not depressed. I just had a hard time getting out of bed this morning. I'm like tired and I just feel like I need a break from school. And so I need a break from school, and I need a break from these students because some of them can just be so mean that it's like draining. It's almost draining. And it's like the audacity, just like random stuff like that. Like these kids are kind of mean. And it's not all of them, it's a specific few. And those are the ones that never miss school. And I'm not saying that I want these kids to miss school, but it is very draining. Come on, come on. Sorry, my coworker came in and she is the sweetest. Honestly, I work with some of the greatest people, I really do. But anyway, like I was saying, like sometimes it's just very draining and I need a break, but Miss Daughtry is going on a vacation. I'm going on my birthday trip in about 2 weeks. So as long as I can get there, I will be okay. Like if I can make it to November 3rd, today is October 20th. If I can make it to that date, I should be fine, 100%, because so like I'm taking a half day on the 3rd, I'm off the 4th, then there's the weekend till the 6th, I'm off on the 7th, my actual birthday's on the 8th and we're closed because it's election day, and then the 11th, Columbus Day? Veterans Day? It's some holiday on the 11th and we're off. So I know that even when I come back from my vacation, I still have a couple off days coming until we get to fall break, and then right after that is winter break, and I'm just so excited. The only thing that is getting me through this time of year is because Christmas and Thanksgiving are coming, and those are my favorite times of year. I just want to like bake Christmas cookies and watch Hallmark Christmas movies and Hallmark fall harvest movies, and just I just love that time of year. You don't know, I want to burn pumpkin candles and just be cozy in my house. Like I just love this time of year, not this being what perked me up this morning. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm looking outside because all my students are about to come in and it's just like overwhelming me, but I just like want to make sure that they're okay, because you know I don't teach in the safest place. But look at these babies. It's crazy because from far away they're so small and they look like children, and they come to school and the adjustment that they have to make, because a lot of them can't be children at home, so they act the way that they do here because they're not used to being able to just be a kid. But when I look at them outside, they look so small. And I've got some students that are taller than me and they be trying me too, but they're just kids. And I have to remember that before I teach math, I teach children. I teach babies. As much as I don't like to think that they are babies, they are. They think that they're grown until it's time to really play with the big dogs. It's like, oh, they're fighting. Today's gonna be a day. Also, I put my extensions back in my dark hair because I wanted to give my the wigs a little bit of a break, because I felt like my edges, you can see my little flyaways, I feel like I always get them when I'm wearing when I'm gluing down my wig. So I wanted to give my edges a little bit of a break. But I ordered some new hair. I ordered these Brazilian body wave bundles from, we'll talk about it later, but they're in the car, and I'm gonna make clip-in extensions because I just want to change up. But I got them really long, like 24 inches, 22 inches. So yeah, so we could talk about those later. I'm gonna probably make some hair extensions probably later on tonight or maybe tomorrow. So my kids are about to come into the building right now, so I'm gonna try and talk to you guys periodically throughout my day. I'm trying to see what kids I can really integrate within my videos. Last year you guys used to hear them because they used to say funny stuff, but these kids are different this year. They're not the same as my group that I had last year. Maybe it's because the relationship is definitely there. They're just a lot different from my last year students, so I have to be selective of who I'm gonna allow to participate, because that's also a privilege too. I do have permission from all of their parents. I send home permission slips, so they can actually be in the video. I don't want them to be in the videos just yet. I prefer to do that towards the end of the year when they're on their way out. But as far as their voices, I just have to be so careful with what they say, because they're cursing all the time. F this, you're a beat. It's just cursing all the time. The language, the content of what is coming out of their mouth is just vulgar. So I have to be so careful, because that's a lot of editing and I'm not trying to do all that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my life together in the next 35 seconds before I have to greet these kids, and then I'll chat with you guys soon. Okay, so I just transitioned my kids down to their expressive arts, so I have my prep period now, and sorry, I'm literally so out of breath because 3 flights of stairs is too much. I also haven't been to the gym in 3 days, so I need to get my life together. But I'm supposed to be lesson planning right now, but I think I'm just gonna skip that and read my Bible because, whoa, I'm really over here winded. So anyway, I think I'm gonna read my Bible just a little bit right now, and then I'm gonna go to the bathroom because I have to pee so bad. And I drank a whole coffee this morning and have yet to pee, so that's what I'm gonna be getting into. But I'm having a really good day. I didn't even teach my first class because I had a parent meeting that literally lasted almost an hour. I have yet to see what my next class is going to be like, to see how bad it is. It's not actually a bad lesson, so it should be okay. And I think I'm taking a mental health day tomorrow too, so I'm trying to get everything that they're gonna need together so that I can decide at the end of the day whether or not I'm gonna be in, because I just feel like my mental just needs a break. I just need a little bit of a break. So all right, so that's what I'm getting into. Just wanted to update you guys. And then after work today, I think I need to run to the hair store and grab some hair thread so I can make my clip-in extensions after Faith Chat tonight. So that's what I have to do, and then I have to book it home so I can get ready for Faith Chat and get my house together and all that. So all right, that's the moves. We are running out of this building. There's school sports going on, which is what you probably hear, these kids yelling and stuff. But Miss Daughtry is out. I need to go to the hair store right now, so I'm gonna go. Sorry, there's a group of faculty and kids just staring. So anyway, I'm going to the hair store really quick. Whoa. Not me almost falling, but yeah, so I'm gonna go there now and then I'm gonna run home and start. I hope my tire's not flat. Oh, we're good, we're good. I'm gonna go there. Good morning. So it is Friday. I didn't get back on camera after school yesterday because, you know, I didn't have a lot of time in between faith chat and like being home getting off of work, but we went to the hair store. I got some supplies and then I headed home and I had faith chat. And when I tell you, God knew what he was doing. God knew what he was doing when he created this channel, because he knew the community that he was going to build from this channel. And when I tell you, I was on call yesterday with 30 of the most wonderful women. Like, I have the best sisters in Christ. It's crazy, but I just felt feeling so blessed and refreshed and rejuvenated.
Good morning.
We literally have indoor admission every single day, so why the announcement keeps going off that we're having indoor admission is like, but you never know, they might try to switch up on you. Anyway, so this morning I stopped at Starbucks to get some coffee, and when I got here, my dean got us some donuts, so I'm having a pumpkin donut. Do I deserve it? Absolutely not. But am I gonna eat it? Absolutely yes. I wanted the chocolate donut, but my work mom wanted the chocolate donut, so I let her have it. But anyway, so today is a pretty light day because I don't have to teach today. I'm giving my kids a benchmark assessment, which is basically going to take up the entire class period for each of the classes that I teach today. And then we get out of school. Well, they get out of school at 1. They get out of school at 1, and then I get to leave at 3:30. I need to put in a Target order because I need to grab some like supplies and stuff, some like breakfast stuff. And then I'm going to pick up one of my friends from the airport today around 6:30. So that's pretty much my night, and I think we're just gonna like chill at my place, watch Twilight, and eat pizza because, like, you know, we love Twilight. I will never ever get sick of Edward Cullen. I completely understand why Bella was completely and irrevocably in love with him. I get it 100%. But yeah, so that's pretty much gonna be my evening tonight. I don't really know what else I have to do today. I don't think I have anything else to do, but I do need to clean my desk because this is so atrocious. Oh my gosh. And I need to, oh, and I need to get gas. You guys, I'm running on E, like it's like EE. Like I'm gonna be grateful if my car turns on when I leave, because like I didn't have time today. I literally woke up this morning, I was cleaning my house at like 5 a.m. I was like throwing laundry, like doing loads of laundry, because like this weekend I don't want to do none of it. So like I woke up this morning and I was like, get it done. That way you can just chill out the entire weekend. You don't have to do a reset. You're just already reset. So I did all of my cleaning this morning, with the exception of the bathroom. That'll get done because like I obviously like I'm gonna straighten my hair and stuff before I go get my friend from the airport, and I didn't want to like clean it and then dirty it again, so like I'll clean that after work. Today has been a day, but I got here late. Like I got to school at like 8:30 because we're supposed to be here at 8 o'clock, but it is what it is. I also didn't have coffee in the house because I forgot to go to the store yesterday to get iced coffee. So I was like, of course I need to get some Starbucks. And I could have just gotten coffee from here because they had coffee and donuts in there, but I prefer cold coffee, not hot coffee. And I will never purchase hot coffee because I can make hot coffee at my house. Like I just feel like I want it iced all the time. I don't care if it's 32 degrees outside. I don't care if it's negative 32 degrees outside. I want my coffee cold. So anyway, all right, my kids are coming in now. I see them all just rushing in here to do what they do. And yeah, so I'll talk to you guys periodically throughout the day. Hi y'all, so I don't even know where I left off yesterday because yesterday did not go in the way it was supposed to go at all. I'm trying to get out of my own head right now because I feel like I'm about to get frustrated. But like, have you ever just met people knowing the person that you are, right? So like my biggest thing in any relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's like a romantic relationship, my biggest thing is quality time. And you know, just doing the things that you say that you're going to do, because I am very much that person. If I tell you I'm going to be there for you, I'm going to be there. I'm going to show up for you. I'm going to show up for you. I'm going to pray for you. I'm praying for you. I'm just that person. But before we get into that, let me just give you a recap. So yesterday I was supposed to pick up one of my friends from the airport. We were supposed to hang out last night, and it literally, like, the plan changed right before the flight. I don't even know how much of this I'm going to include in this vlog, because, like, I don't even know if I'm going to care at that point. But the plans changed, and I was cool with that. And so I made all of these arrangements. So going back to now me being like the person that is really thorough, being the person that when we're getting ready to spend quality time together, I like want to make sure that that person is super comfortable, like making sure that like I have snacks in the house, or like just things, you know, that I know that person enjoys, just to make the experience, you know, better, because I mean, it's already going to be high quality because the personality's A1. But I'm one of those people that goes above and beyond for a lot of people, and I don't get that in return. And I've like talked about this multiple times, but it's just like today I feel frustrated. Like I feel like the enemy is trying to harden my heart, because normally this wouldn't bother me as much as it did, but I just feel like the spiritual warfare has been hitting Christians lately, and I've been feeling a lot of it. And so I made all of these arrangements. I like bought snacks and food and everything. Like everything was cool. I even woke up really early yesterday to like clean my house so that it was super clean by the time like they got here, because I don't want anybody to be in a dirty house. Like I woke up, and instead of going to the gym, I cleaned my house, and then I came home after work. Like I did some errands for stuff that they needed or they might have wanted, came home, and I cleaned. And then I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited for hours, literally a whole entire evening, like waited 6 hours and nothing. And it's frustrating for me because I really want to be intentional about the relationships that I have, any relationship that I have, whether it's a friendship, whether it's with my students, my family, with God. I want it to be intentional. So there are a few things that really hit me really hard. So my plans didn't end up happening yesterday. I like literally prepared all that stuff, nothing happened. I was just in the house basically waiting like a sitting duck. But it brought me to that whole, you know, being intentional thing, because it's like I require that from people, no matter the situation, no matter the relationship. Like I require people to be intentional. But then I had to remember all the times that I wasn't reciprocating that with my relationship with God. I kept saying, yeah, I want to be intentional about reading his word. Yes, I want to be intentional about going to church every week. Yes, I want to be intentional about X, Y, and Z. And I feel like the moment of distraction, whether it comes in the form of an opportunity or a person, all intention goes out the door. Like I want God to still like be a part of it, but I don't want to dedicate the time that I was so intentional about before, because like once that distraction hits, it's like everything is just kind of out the door. That's the only thing that's taking precedence. This is why, you know, God really doesn't give me all the things that I pray for at one time, because there is so much work, whether I want to believe it or not, whether I want to accept it or not, that he needs to do inside of me before I can get it, because I'll ruin the blessing. Another thing is that I always pray whenever somebody new or like another opportunity comes into my life. I always pray like, God, if this person is supposed to be for me, if that friend is supposed to be for me, if that man is supposed to be for me, please give me confirmation. Help me to be wise. Help me to not ignore red flags because, you know, they're cute, or like, you know, they're just a really fun time to hang around. You know what I mean? Let them show me that they are for me. And if they are not for me, let them show me so quickly. Like I don't even want to say that it's confirmation, but I know it is confirmation that this is exactly what I'm not looking for, because it would not have happened in that way. Like I just feel like, first of all of my eyelashes are falling out. What is that? Literally 3 of them just came out. It didn't go the way that it was supposed to, and now I have this part of me that's like, do I hang on because, you know, maybe it was just like, you know, a one-time thing and like whatever, or do I just chalk it up to God being like, it's a no, and throw the situation away? I don't really know. And so, I don't know, this morning I woke up and I was editing a video. I had to get a meal prep up today. It's Saturday. We are like the days of the week. I just skipped days. I picked up the camera, whatever. Yeah, life just be lifing. So please extend your girl some grace. But I personally I went back today and I started watching Relationship Goals Reloaded, because I just feel like there are so many relationships that I have in my life, whether it's with my family, my students, my colleagues, romantic relationships. There are so many things that I want out of life, but I feel like I don't know everything that there is to know when it comes to having healthy relationships, loving relationships, committed relationships, and all of the principles that God has set in place, and you know, in order to have those successful relationships, I guess. I was watching Relationship Goals Reloaded. I literally went back to the first the very first episode, Pastor Mike Todd had made this statement, like a bullet point, and I'm paraphrasing here, but it said something like, the more principles you know, the less you have to pray about it because you are already honoring those principles, like you already know them. And it's like, me personally, I feel like on my faith walk, I've watched sermon after sermon, and I will read scripture after scripture, and I'll read book after book, and I take notes, and in that time, like, I read it, I learn it, but I don't truly study it. Like, I never go back maybe as much as I should and like actually get something new from it each time. And I think I really need to do that, because it's like, I'm in a season right now where I feel I've been praying for like my kingdom spouse. I've been praying on a lot of things, like where I should move, you know, if I should stay in education, like all of these things. I've been praying about it, and like the moment a distraction came and placed it, like threw all of that aside, and I was only so focused on the distraction. And now the distraction is like showing me or confirming for me that it was literally just that, a distraction, something to delay the process. And it's just frustrating because sometimes a distraction, the person or the thing isn't always bad. Like, it's not always bad. They're not bad people. The situations aren't bad. They feel good. They feel familiar. But sometimes the distractions feel too good. And I always say this, but good isn't always God. Like, it feels familiar. It feels comfortable because it's like where I've been before, a feeling that I'm, you know, it allows me to feel things that I'm essentially familiar with, things that are in my comfort zone, things that make me feel like I think these are strong suits in my life or areas of my life. And it's like, no, the work or the growth that happens is when you're uncomfortable. So don't just give up on all the hard work that you've been doing because you want to feel comfortable again. Like, you won't always be uncomfortable, but like when you're in a season of discomfort, it's like so easy for you to go back and just like fall into old habits, give into temptation, and it's just like, that's not what I want. Another thing that I feel like really really stresses me out when you're on a walk with Christ. I don't know, I really might be exposing myself here, right? But if it could be a blessing to other people, if it could spark some conversation, if it could help encourage or motivate somebody, I'll put my business out there, because I truly do believe that God wants me to use this platform as a way to spread his love and spread my testimonies of everything that he's delivered me from. It's always challenging when you're on a faith walk, especially in today's, like, in society's dating culture, right? They always tell you, you know, you should be doing this, and sex before marriage is cool. It's the right thing to do because, you know, you need to know if you like it before you, you know, commit to that for the rest of your life. And I'm like, no. Like, yeah, we were all fed that information, but it's very much incorrect. So now I find myself in a situation or like a place in my life where, you know, dating is something that is kind of happening, not really, but it kind of is. And when the opportunity presents itself, I have this like fear of opening my mouth and like saying, I'm waiting until marriage. And like, it makes me want to just, how do you even say it? Like, it makes me either just want to give up on that boundary, even though I know God has instructed me to do that, or just not date at all because I'm not strong enough to have the conversation. And that just sounds so horrible too, because it's just like, I'm a grown woman, and the fact that I can't set those boundaries, or I can set the boundaries, but the moment it comes time to like apply those boundaries, I'm like, well, I'm not strong enough to have this conversation, so I guess I'm either gonna move on to the next or I'm gonna succumb to that. And it's like, I don't want that. I don't want to do that, because like all of the work that I've been doing this entire time to be right with God and live a life in accordance to his word, for me to be going back and forth with a distraction or just someone that looks really good but isn't really for you, and be able to just give up on like the boundary that God has specifically put in place out of fear that they're gonna walk away or like judge me or think a certain way about me, it's a crazy place to be in. Because it's like, no man or no relationship, no friendship should be so appealing visually or just like situationally that you'd be willing to resort to cutting corners and falling back into old ways, engaging in activities that you're not supposed to be engaging in. Like, it's just so frustrating. So now I'm here and I'm frustrated because things didn't go my way. But I also am like, maybe it wasn't supposed to go that way because the Lord knew what I was up against. And so I'm like, I'm in this weird in-between phase. Sorry, I keep looking around my room because there was a spider in here before and I got tired of tracking it. So I just like left the room and made myself breakfast, but I don't know where it's at. And now I just feel like there are spiders everywhere. But besides the point, I don't even remember what I was saying. I'm in this weird in-between phase of like wanting to abide by God and his principles, and also just wanting to take control and do it my own way. Because in this, like, even though I get it wrong every time, I still feel like there are certain things that God just won't do for me. And that is horrible. Like, that's horrible. That is that unbelief that I've been like trying to like really overcome, because I can't just give God parts of my life and expect him to do big things when, like, I don't understand why I go to him at all. Like, how can I trust God for only certain things, but I go to him for everything? Why go to him at all if I can't trust him for all things, right? Like, why do I think that, even though my track record is very clear that Miss Girl will choose wrong every single time, and I think because it comes with a timeline that doesn't align with the timeline that I had myself on, I really start to get antsy and I start to panic. And when I panic, I'm like, I need to go back to what is comfortable. I need to go back to situations that make me feel how I used to feel and when I was happy. And not saying that I'm very, 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 very happy on my faith walk. It is a hard journey. It is not linear. It is trying. It can be frustrating, but I've never been happier in my life to be seeking God for myself as an adult. But I also do miss that comfortability that came with being able to do what everybody else did, and like not being held accountable because I kept trying to push it out of my mind, like God is just gonna overlook this, you know, whatever, and he's still gonna love me anyway. And it's like, I don't want to just like sin because I know that God is gonna forgive me, because there is grace and there is blood that he shed for that. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a part of premeditated sin. Like, I just don't want to be that person. I'm really in the middle of this internal conflict right now, and it's like a hard one. It's a hard one because it's like, I know that God has something better for me, but I'm just so tired. Like, I'm tired of fighting. And it's like, girl, stop throwing this pity party. Like, stop doing it, because God never gives up on you, and he's never given up on you, and he's never going to give up on you. But like, you can't claim to love God and just keep doing things that hurt him. Unfortunately, that's not how that works, because think about how when people hurt you, or when people hurt me specifically, like, I feel that hurt forever. Like, I can forgive you, but I will never ever forget it. I will never forget it. And I will always, when it comes to that person, like, whenever I see them, my mind goes there. Even though I might not be like, I might not dwell on the actual, you know, I can get over that situation, whatever that season was, but I will always remember that that is how you did me. And it's like, I don't want God to do that to me. I want grace. I want forgiveness, and I want unconditional love. And it's like, I can't continue to ask God for those things and not take into consideration his feelings when I go and I sin, or I put myself in compromising situations, or like anything like that. It's just like, yeah, it is a hard place to be in. And I'm supposed to go to a winery today for a friend's birthday, and there's this part of me that just doesn't want to go because I feel like I need to read my Bible, and I was just reading Proverbs. But I want to share a passage really quick with you guys. It's from Psalm, and it keeps popping up in my life, which is how I know that God is really trying to make me get it. It comes from Psalm 73 verse 26, and it says, "My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the rock and strength of my heart and my portion forever." Y'all, you can interpret it 1,000,001 ways. It can apply to so many different situations in your life, which is why I love the Bible, because it doesn't just speak to one specific area. Like, I felt like when before I started my faith journey for real, like before I started seeking God for myself for real, I didn't read the Bible because I felt like either I needed to be going through what the people in the Bible were going through in order for me to understand it and grasp it, because I felt like I couldn't see myself within the text. But when I stopped being so literal, because baby, I'm literal, I truly 100% need it to be like in the most broken down of terms. I need it to be like spoon fed to me. When I recognize that symbols in the Bible could represent multiple things, even though I might not have been going through what that character was going through, I'm going through something, and God's word is applicable to that. And so when I stopped looking at things so literally and stopped getting so frustrated and started reading with intention, that word keeps coming up, intentionality. It's like so important. I realized that the Bible is really a book that you not only read, but it reads you back. And sometimes it's really hard. And when they say that the spirit is willing, God knows my spirit is so willing, but my flesh she's so weak. She is so trifling. She be doing me dirty. But it's just like finding that balance. Like, and I just feel like this horrible person because I can't get it right. Like, I'm so aware of a lot of things in the Bible, and the moment an opportunity presents itself, like something that would make me really contradict everything that I've been doing, it's like, where did all that knowledge and wisdom go? Because like, did it just go out the door because you want to be comfortable again? I just feel like I can't get from underneath it, and I don't know if that's like normal, if people keep going through that, but it is this endless war between the flesh and the spirit. And some people, myself included, one thing that I never knew was like, I used to think that like in the end days there was going to be like this actual physical war. Very much might happen, but in my mind I have such a vivid imagination. Okay, in my mind, like if you guys can picture it, I'm like, on the day Jesus comes back, right, like he's gonna pull us all up into the sky, and whoever's left here, those are the people that are fighting with the enemy. We are on a battlefield and we are fighting and like slaying demons and like all of the things, everything that is against God. That's that spiritual immaturity, because now I recognize that the war is already here. The war on your mind, between your flesh and your spirit. It's like, oh, there's still going to be, you know, a war in the end, but like it's already started. It's here. It's that battle between choosing the culture of the earth or choosing God's kingdom, and choosing to be of the kingdom and not the culture. And it is hard. It's super hard. I could be honest, I fall short. There are corners that I try to cut. There are situations that I will test out to see how far I could go without going too far. There are people that I keep in my life for that same reason. There are times where I've been afraid to share because I felt like people would think of me as like somebody that's forcing their religion on them, or you know, somebody that's like, you know, this really big Bible thumper. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, to be completely honest with you, but there is something wrong with the fact that there is this hesitation that I have when it comes to like setting those boundaries in place that God has specifically told me I need to set in place in order to win in the relationships that I want to have. Like telling a guy that I'm saving myself until marriage. That's like a big boundary. But then there are times where I'm like afraid that if I tell them that, they'll want nothing to do with me, and then I think something is wrong with me. But really, it's like, they're just not for you, babe, because God would never put somebody in my life that would never understand. If it is God's will, it will not miss me. It will not pass me by. Like, it will find its way to me, and I just have to keep reminding myself of that. But it's so hard. It's so frustrating, and I have this urge to just like lay in bed and just like be sad and be frustrated. But that is exactly what the enemy wants, so we're not gonna do it. It's 1:24 and I need to make the decision of whether or not I'm gonna go to this winery. I don't necessarily wanna go. And not because I don't love my friend, but because I don't feel like the energy that I'm going to bring is going to add anything to the party. I also wanna go to the gym today, and I wanna get a really, really good workout in. And I also wanna make my clip-in extensions because this is not it. It's not it. It's time for it to go. We need to retire it. But yeah, so I might figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. Why am I sad? Literally, being a human is just so confusing, because I know in heaven we don't have these problems. God literally, you know, you gotta be so careful what you pray for too, because God will literally answer it. Like you gotta write it down and remember what you're praying for, because he will literally answer it. And I was really praying like, Lord, reveal to me right now any red flag, anything that will happen, anything that can happen, let it happen fast so I can just go about my business. And like, this is like the very, very first time, the very, very first thing. I hate that for me, because I know that there's better out there, but this part of me is upset because like, you almost get excited when like new people come into your life, new situations, you enter new seasons. There's this excitement that everything that you've been doing is paying off, and that this might be, you know, the person that you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with, or this might be the friendship or the sisterhood that you were, you know, hoping would keep you on track with God, or this was the new opportunity that was supposed to help me further walk in my purpose. Like, you get so excited that you don't realize how fast you fall for it. And then by the time, even if it's a short amount of time, because this was a very short amount of time, you don't even realize how far you've fallen into it, and now you're like butthurt. But it's like, what are you butthurt for? Things happen this way because it's like for God's own protection. Like he literally wants to protect me, and I shouldn't, instead of me looking at it as like it didn't go my way, like I went out of my way for this person and it wasn't reciprocated. I hate it here. I hate being in this never ending battle between myself. I'm not battling anybody but myself, and I know what the right thing is. It just like sucks because it never looks like how you think it's supposed to look. It never works out the way that you think it's supposed to work out. You think you're gonna find your kingdom spouse in the most perfect of ways, and a lot of times people go into it very unsure, and people think that they have their lives together, and once their lives are together, that's when the opportunity arises. But that is literally not how that works. Anyway, that was a long rant, but just for those of you guys that go through something similar or have gone through something similar and don't really have anybody to talk to about it, just know that I understand. I do. And I'm rooting for the both of us. And I can't wait to see how God brings us out of this. Maybe I need to pray. I'm gonna go pray. I'll be back.